911 location of your emergency.
Breaking news out of North Idaho. Moscow police are investigating a homicide on King Road.
Is she breathing?
No.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Officers discovered the bodies of Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Maddie Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves, but no weapon has been located at this time.
Arrested. That's 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger in custody today.
Mr. Kohberger allegedly stalked one of the victims. That's false.
We do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area. There are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants.
Hello. I always forget to press that damn button. And it's right there in my face. Big red button. You think I'd see it? Apparently I'm blind. How's everyone doing today? Happy weekend. Happy weekend. We actually didn't get to play video games last night because Ariel called, and so we set up chatting on video chat for like 2 hours. So we ended up just watching movies whenever me and her got off the phone. So we didn't play any video games last night. But we crashed out in the living room, which is where we bring my youngest son's like twin size mattress into the living room. Because I have like that like U-shaped sectional. So the twin mattress fits like right there in that spot. So Slade will sleep here, I'll sleep here, and Don will sleep on the little thing right there. And we all just crash out in the living room, and all the dogs and the cats come in there. And we're all just together in one little spot. Go in, sweepies. We do that probably like twice a week because we actually like enjoy hanging out together and doing stuff together. So we are always in the living room, hanging out together, doing stuff together. It's called a living room for a reason, right? Got to take my pill this morning. By the way, if you guys, I don't know if I've mentioned what I use because I don't have like insurance or anything like that because medical insurance is a joke. And I haven't seen a doctor since I had Dawn. I don't get sick, but I do have a blood pressure problem. There's a thing called Call On Doc that I use. As far as I understand, there's no like referral thing. So I can't just like send you a link and it's not going to give you a discount or anything like that as far as I know. But it's like $60 every 3 months and you get 2 visits a month and they send in your prescription. So you knock that down, it's like $20 a month for access to 2 appointments a month, no matter what it is, if it's mental health, if it's something with your tooth, if it's something with your body, and they'll send your prescription off wherever you need. It's like you talk to a doctor, it's a real person, and it's convenient. Just throwing that out there for people that might be trying to figure out how to make things work and can't get to a doctor, because they'll diagnose you. Like if you got to take pictures of something, you can take pictures of it. They'll get on the camera with you. They'll talk to you, and they really pay attention. Plus, they have you do labs once a year that's covered in the fee to make sure that like all your organs and stuff are working from all the medicines that you got to take. Call On Doc has really like kept me alive over the past like 5 years, for real. I'm really glad that that kind of thing exists. I really am. I see a lot of you guys liked last night's live. I didn't. I don't like coming out here and cussing up a storm and F-bombs everywhere. I don't like that. But I let my true emotions out because the people over there on that side think that's who I am on a daily basis. And for the drastic reactions that I'm getting because of what you guys are used to me being like, I might say shit, I might say damn. I've said the F word maybe 5 times the entire life of my channel up until last night. But I feel like it was, probably necessary because those people are absolutely just grotesque. Let's go past disgusting. Let's give them now the label of grotesque. So I feel like all the F-bombs everywhere may be worth it for that one, but that's just not who I want to be. Like, I already out here am like, I cuss like a sailor out in real life, okay? And I've been working on it for like some years. And having the channel and knowing that I can't just like throw F-bombs everywhere because YouTube's going to punish me has really helped a lot over the past few years to not just be all like the same, like out here. Like, my father was a sailor in Vietnam. He was in the Navy. Therefore, I speak like a sailor in just real life. It's just how it is. And I've been really good at like not being so dramatic with it, you know? Like, I just wasn't happy with yesterday. Like, I got off and I was like, I know that it was needed and I was trying to prove a point, but that's not, I don't want to just do that all the time. Like, I know a lot of people listen to me very openly because I don't cuss like that. So their kids can walk around and stuff like that. And that's who I want to stay being, you know, like somebody that you're not afraid to have open in front of people because you know I'm not going to say anything off the wall. You know what I mean? But it was needed for what it was for. But now we're going to get back to normal. Because I just don't want to be all like that, you know? We're just not going to do that. Yeah. Okay. Today's agenda. We are going to go over the very first interview with Peter. Now, I will tell you, I went in and I might have just missed it. You know, I miss things. I went in and tried to find the report for this interview in the Idaho State Police drop of stuff. And I looked for stuff that had Kristen Noah's name on it and stuff with Lehman's name on it. And I looked for like a while. I did like the Control F thing and didn't see anything. And then I started scrolling because I know like half the pages are photocopied. Like, it's real strange. But if you've opened up the file yourself, then you already know. Like, some pages you can highlight and copy the text, and in some pages you can't. It's just an arrow because for some reason, some of these pages are not just like scanned in as documents. They're photocopied in. So you can't touch them, highlight them to go search something verbatim. You got to type it in, that kind of thing. So I started scrolling and I still couldn't find it. Because y'all know I like to usually use the report as like the background for the thumbnail, and I couldn't for this one because I couldn't find it. So I'm going to look again, and if I find it, I'll change it. And I'm going to try to, I didn't even bother looking for the 12.5 one that we're going to go over tonight yet because I was so aggravated trying to look for that one and not being able to see it. But I'll look again today. And so tonight, probably 7:45, unless you guys want to do like a really late one. I know we did a really late one a while back, and there was a shit ton of you guys in here because y'all were all just like up late on a Saturday. So I don't know just yet. I have it listed for 7:45. I haven't posted it just yet. That's probably what we'll keep it at. I don't know. Maybe I'll move back to like 8:15. I don't know yet. So we're going to go over both of the Peter interviews today. This one in the very beginning is only like 14 to 15 minutes long. The one that we're going to listen to tonight's like an hour, about an hour. The one tonight, the long one, is where he says a lot of really interesting things. You know, lots of interesting things. I don't really remember feeling too like, oh my God, when I listened to this first one the first time. That might change this time around because I'm going to be actually actively paying more attention to it since we're doing this together. But definitely the long one has some crazy stuff in it. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Sharon. You're so supportive of the channel. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. So I guess first off, put a 1 in the chat if you've listened to either one of these. Just if you've listened to any of the Peter interviews whatsoever, let me know so that we kind of know like who's here, who's listening to the first time and who's already heard a little bit of it. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything because this is the guy that they are basically trying to say like him and his chick are like some of the last people to see Xana and Ethan alive. And he's giving dates and timestamps really for when the party ended, what he saw them sort of doing a little bit before they left to supposedly go home, but he said he didn't really know where they were going to go. He just knew that they weren't going to this other frat. And that was something that we had heard before in the Amazon Prime series, which we're going to have to go back over that series here soon somehow, which we've already discussed that whole thing, because there is a second one that they're apparently gearing up. I didn't know about that until you guys told me about it. We went and searched up the information on a live the other night. I have it clipped. I just haven't posted that little piece of information by itself yet. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning because my other channel, we're going to be going live over the alien stuff tomorrow morning. So I'll probably drop just the information so that everyone is aware that we have the Amazon Prime second series coming out in the morning. But if you've been here, then you already know that that's a situation. I also actually, by the way, when we got off the live the other day, when we were looking that up and found the info on the Amazon thing, I also checked on that, pesky little Lifetime movie. And they've only added like one additional person, and it's like some administrator for the Pullman College that they're adding. Like they've added an actress for her. It's a blonde lady, I think. So there's still a lot of main characters. Like I don't think they have Ethan yet. And we were questioning that, like, if this movie ends up coming out and there's no Ethan whatsoever, and they like could try to take him completely out of the storyline, you're gonna know the Chapins had their teeth all in it. And if that happens, if somehow the Chapins are able to make the Lifetime somehow finagle Ethan's stance in this entire thing to nothing, nobody better ever support those people ever again. Because that's going to be the last straw for me, for real. Like, I mean, I don't even care about what they're doing now because you're not going to tell me the things that you've already told me and think that I care about what you're doing. But the fact that everyone else has been cast in way of victims, Dylan, Bethany, there's no Ethan. And it's been like that for a minute now. And it's the same shit I said then when we noticed it. So we'll see what they do. An alien Father's Day. Yeah. It's going to be a Father's Day UFO situation. I know they can't do it without Ethan. That's what's so crazy to me. Let me pull it up. You remember how every single time I go to look for this damn thing, I couldn't find it? I finally bookmarked it, guys. Now it's saying 2027. By the way, I'll pull the page up real quick. See, this one is the only one I noticed that was new to me. And I still don't know who the hell Detective Tom Holmes is. Like, they literally created an imaginary character. There is no Detective Holmes. Because if this was like an FBI agent, it would be Special Agent. He's not a detective with Moscow. And there's no one that was a detective with that name in any of the Idaho State Police reports. So I don't know why they just made up a fake detective name. If this is a true ass story, why are you making up a fake detective name? Especially if in the Amazon Prime series, they've got like a lot of the detectives and the cops coming out and officially talking, apparently, in the second series. Why are you not using a real detective's name right here? Who the frick is Holmes? That is going to bother me until the day this thing comes out and I figure out what the hell is actually happening. But yeah, they got Steve, Jasmine, Emily, Xana, Dylan, Bethany, Brian, Hippler, Maddie, Christy, reporter. This is either going to be, and it could go either way because, they're both old biddies. It could go either way to be Nancy or Trashy Banfield. I don't know who this is going to play. And then Anne is right here, which I hope they blonde her up. Oh, she's already blonde right here. Okay. Because Ann Taylor definitely doesn't have no damn dark hair. And then Michael Kohberger, somebody from I said WSU, but I could honestly be wrong. I guess I'm thinking WSU because WSU as a campus itself is more involved technically because of Kohberger being a TA at the school than an off-campus house to the university. So I just, for some reason, automatically assumed that this university administrator would be for Pullman, but it could be for the University of Idaho, but it would still be completely incorrect because Scott Green would have been the person who stepped forward into the damn spotlight for the university. And this is a woman. I guess maybe that's why I instantly thought that it was Pullman, because we know that Scott Green's not a chick. And I don't remember anyone from the University of Idaho that was a female coming out and speaking at all. So maybe that's why my brain instantly thought WSU, but who knows? And then we have Kaylee and the female student, which I think is probably going to be Brat Norton. Not Brat Norton. You always get those two confused. I still need to do that damn video so that everybody else doesn't get confused either. BK Norton, which is the lesbian girl that got offended because Kohberger asked her out for coffee, you know, friendly like he asked everybody else out. She could be either her or Holly, because Holly is a redhead and Holly's the girl from the pool party. So it could go either way. They're both female students, both redheads. I don't know which one that she's going to end up playing. And then we have the Marianne character right here. But yeah, still no Ethan. And I could have sworn this thing said 2026. And now it seems to be pushed back to 2027, which I kind of don't want it to come out whatsoever. Like, I know it's going to be filled with a bunch of bullshit that even though it's a movie with actors, people are still going to take the dumb shit in this thing and try to mix it in with the case facts. And it's just going to piss me off. You know? Just going to piss me off. Okay. We're going to watch this straight from Connor's channel so that I can put the captions.
I'm going to reach out to.
I did not have the chance to go in and download it and flip it and all those things. I literally, because I said I crashed out in the living room with the boys last night and we stay up kind of late. I woke up at like 11:15. I had 30 minutes to get ready. And by the time the live was over last night, we were live for so long. I was like, I'm not doing another damn thing with this computer off. And I walked away. So we're going to watch this one from Connor's actual channel. Because again, it'll give captions. I might download the other one, flip it, and do the thing with the volume. If the volume on it's bad, I don't think the volume on it's bad, though. I'll check, though. If the volume's crap, then I'll fix it for tonight because it's longer. But this one's tiny. This one's tiny. It's meow or never. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Don't forget we do have our members only live. How am I going to tell you to forget if I am now forgetting? The 29th. Last Monday of the month. And we're going to do, usually we do just like one giveaway, but I think I'm going to do like a couple little sprinkly giveaways. Not like sprinkly giveaways. Like we're going to do like a couple different giveaways, probably like 3. I'll probably do 3 giveaways because I feel like we probably should, you know, why not? Okay. So this picture is not going to change, but because the captions are going to be on it where I can't give you captions in a live, I'm going to make it big like this so you guys can still see pretty good. Oh, thank you for the 10. It's meow or never. I greatly appreciate you and your mods. What do you want to know? A secret? I don't have any. I don't have any. It's just me, broskies. If you get kicked out of her, it's me doing it. I don't have no mods, no editors. I don't write a script. You know what's funny too? These people that are like, I know they're scammers. Like, how could they not be scammers? They come into my inbox and they're like, I really enjoy your channel. Blah, 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 blah. Have you ever thought of script writing? And I can give you these quick turnkey true crime scripts. And I'm like, if you watch my channel, you know damn well I don't use a script. Get out of my face. I probably get like 3 emails like that a day. Spam, delete, get the hell out of my face. You ain't paying attention at all if you think I want you to write me a script. Who is you? Go away. All right. Let me turn on these captions. Oh my God, I wanted to do this for captions and the captions are turned off. There's no captions. It's grayed out. What? Well, I tried. Let's go ahead and start listening to it. All right.
Today is November 18th, 2022 at about 11:22 hours. This is Detective Wesley Lehman with the Idaho State Police. I'm here with Trooper Kristen Noah. We are going to reach out to, and the last name is spelled Edward. Number will be. He has been identified as who may have been the last to see Ethan and Xana alive in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2020.
Okay, so they say, like, they already, like, redact his name, but then they say he's been identified as blank, but then they say Ethan's name. Why are they redacting he's been identified as Ethan's best friend? Because I'm pretty sure that's probably what, like, was said right there, right? Probability is pretty high. So why would you black that out?
Number will be. He has been identified as who may have been the last to see Ethan and Xana alive in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to him and put him on
I don't
speakerphone
think I've ever had them do a summary before the call
and see if he's willing to talk for
Interesting.
for a moment. Again, that number is.
Okay. It's not horrible.
Hello?
Hello, this is Detective Lehman with the Idaho State Police. Is this,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your last name. It's a beautiful last name.
Basque.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm reaching out to you, we are following up with the today. Things have kind of needed to be expedited, so I'm going to reach out to you by phone, and has said that you may be one of the people who was with.
I'm going to go pull up the Idaho State Police records real quick and scan one more time while this is playing and see if I can find the report. Now, if there's not a report for this interview, this will not be the first time that we've listened to an interview and not had a matching report. I can't remember exactly who it was about, but I know damn well that this is not the first time we've had this discussion. And I don't think that, maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I'll email Connor and see if he also knows like which one it is. But as far as I'm understanding, he just like filed a FOIA for Peter's name because we all knew it. I don't think that I don't know if he found the report. I'm going to look. I'm going to email him. I'm going to look, and I'll do that while I'm playing this.
Xana and Ethan in the early morning hours. I'll just let you speak for a moment. Tell me about that.
Okay, yeah, I was with him. We were at the Sigma Chi party.
Okay.
It ended at 1:00, and we went back down to my.
Okay.
And went down there to grab a couple things, and then we went back into the lodge. And Zen and Ethan were in the lodge with my girlfriend and I, and that's the last time I saw them. They said they were going to come with us, but nobody remembers them coming with us there. I've asked all of because we went to AGR, another fraternity right there, neighboring to us.
So what I want to do is go back in the Amazon series and see who it was that said this, because he's in the Amazon series. That's the picture I have on the main thumbnail. It's from the Amazon series. It's a screenshot from the Amazon series. As far as I'm understanding from the way that it was labeled, and I pulled it up, it was talking about the Amazon series from, the first one. But I feel in my memory, and you guys can let me know over here, I swear that it was Barry Ocha that said something about Xana was supposed to go over to another fraternity, but then last minute, didn't. And maybe I'm thinking that because we also heard him say something about how he went to go tell Xana bye around 2. And she was like, oh my God, you never come see me anymore. And we all thought that was odd. That But I felt like it was him that told us this. Because it was also, again, phrased like it was just supposed to be Xana to go meet these frat boys, without Ethan, is how the Amazon series put it. We all know. So for it to have been both of them, and both of them decided not to go, is interesting considering the connotation that was put on it. Which again, that series, the Chapins had their hands in. So you have to wonder why that's the impression they gave about it.
And I asked them, and they don't remember them being there. So I'm pretty positive they weren't there.
They were not at AGI, and that is
AGR.
AGR. Alpha Gamma Rho.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is that considered the lodge?
In a report, yeah.
No, the lodge is at Sigma Chi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your apartment number? And what is your girlfriend's name? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. And her last name? Okay. Okay. Can you describe what Ethan and Xana were wearing the last you saw them?
Oh shoot. I don't remember what they were wearing. I know Ethan and I were at Kappa Alpha Theta's formal. Ethan went to that.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have been in his nice clothes still, but I honestly can't remember.
Now, remember, we have the timeline pieces in the book that claim that there's messages where Ethan is telling Xana that after the dance, he's going to go change his clothes at her house. They didn't give us the verbatim text for some reason. They just like summarized it for us in the timeline. And then we also know that Bethany told us that when Ethan was done with the party, and you can see from the Ford Explorer logs, the pieces they gave us in the timeline, that he does go back to King Road around the time that Bethany is claiming that he got there with a freshman that was going to end up walking them back over to the Sigma Chi party. So if he wore his clothes over there, it would be interesting, because we know he was apparently back at the house before the party, before they went to the party, and that he already told Xana in a message he was going to change at her place. Now, when going back in through like the photographs, there were more than one spot that looked like it could have been pantsuit, pants, dress shoes. So I mean, I don't know. I know there's a blue blazer that was folded up in the, I want to say the living room, but I don't think that that's where it originally was. I remember thinking like, I don't remember seeing that before. I feel like somebody moved that in the photos. We're gonna have to go back through the photos and see if we can see specifically, but we have two instances at least where he told Xana he was going to change at her place. And then we know from what they're telling us, at least, he was there before they walked over to Sigma Chi. So I don't know. I don't know. Very strange. Because he says it again on the other one. I think that he remembers him grabbing his jacket, like his formal jacket. So I don't know.
So there was a formal before the Sigma Chi party?
Yeah, for a different sorority house.
It was a blue
the one that Ethan's was a part of.
The blue one, I think we'll pull the photos up, not today because I'll have to like go through all of them, but we'll pull the photos up and like try to look around. We'll do a live. We're just kind of like re-looking through those photos from the bedroom after I categorize them all. I think that's what we'll do, because I need to go through all of the photo drops, take out everything that's from Xana's room, take out everything that's from the living room, and then put it in their own folders with the dates for when the drops came out and try to organize them a little bit. Then I think we can go through them better and understand it without it feeling so jumbled. You know what I mean? But I think that was the blue one. Like I'm seeing it in my head that it was the blue one. And that color is the color that Hunter Chapin was wearing at the Hunga Dunga thing. As far as my brain is remembering, you know?
Which sorority was that? Okay. And that was a formal party.
Yeah.
The party at the lodge at Sigma Chi, was that a formal party or no,
it wasn't a formal.
Did it have a theme at all?
The theme was like ESPN, so it's like a sports theme, like jerseys, that type of thing.
Okay. Do you remember them having any kind of sports apparel on?
I really don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm sorry to put you through this. I know this is really difficult. And just to kind of maybe jog your memory, do you remember taking any photos with them that night?
I looked on my camera roll and my Snapchat memories, and I don't have anything from after the formal party where.
Thank you for the $2 accomplished. It's ISP supplemental 0157. Okay, let me go all the way down there. I always try to jump it by like 100 pages at a time because I can jump so much. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. You're definitely correct when it comes to the one for 12/5/22. This is supplement number 0157. This is definitely accurate for the one that we're going to listen to tonight for December the 5th. This one that we're listening to right now is from November the 18th. And that's the one that I can't like really find. You know. This is a very, hold on a minute. Is there like a whole thing missing here? This is a very short, this is odd looking. Okay. 157, and it only has a supplement, and then that's it. That's what Connor meant. Okay. So when Connor premiered the big one, he said, because he didn't apparently like get the chance to listen to it. So he came into the chat and he was like, I didn't get the chance to listen to this. I hope that it's got like some information in it, because he paid for the redactions for it to be out there. And he said, it's going to be good. Like after we replied back to him, he's like, well, it's going to be good when the report's one page and the interview's an hour long. I guess I didn't realize he was so serious. If you look at the rest of these, like these down here are like this with Joe Lake. They're like these little, they're not in the same format. And these all Joe Lake. Joe Lake is using a completely different format than everybody else is using. I mean, it's the same, but it's different at the same time, because when it comes to the rest of them, like, let me just pull up this to like show you an example. You see how this one has the header, the information, like summary, and then it has like the suspect. Even after they had Kohberger, they started putting Kohberger's name in here and leaving the victims' names in. Like, there's a lot missing from his. How very odd that it's so freaking tiny. Weird. Okay. I'm still looking for the one for this one, 1118. What an odd little bitty tiny report.
Ethan and I were in our nice clothes.
Okay. So there's the previous party that you do have a pic of, Ethan?
Yeah.
If I were to give you, well, you have my telephone number, and I can give you my email as well. Would I be able to get a copy of that?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Okay.
I can send it to you just text message, or does that work?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Describe, so you were described to me as a very good friend of Ethan's. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Tell me about that. How often did you speak to Ethan? How often were you with Ethan?
I spoke to Ethan every day, multiple times a day. He was in my apartment, I don't know, four days out of the week, just hanging out. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because he's not the type of guy that has any enemy.
See, the first one that pops up when you're trying to like look through them is supplement number 19. It's the first one that shows the female officers that you're hearing right here, Kristen Noah and Detective Lehman. And this is when they showed up the day after this interview on November 19th to do like a neighborhood canvassing of Conestoga, Cayuse Drive, Pinto Drive, Colt Road, and Appaloosa Road. So this is the day after this interview, but this is the first time that their names are mentioned. But we also already know a lot of this stuff is out of order. I need to get my index for this is almost done, but I was going through it yesterday to try to look at it. Didn't find what I was looking for. That's another reason why I kind of think that there's no report for this one. So I don't know, but I don't like the format. Like I did that one like a year ago and never got to finish it. And when I opened it up yesterday, I was like, ooh, I hate this. So I'm going to end up redoing the whole thing. I don't like it whatsoever. But this is the first one I can find with them. So let me continue this and I'm going to keep looking. Her name does not have a Y in it. I don't understand why people keep saying Xana. Like there's an imaginary vowel. Oh, thank you, Lori. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for the reminder. I always feel weird saying that kind of stuff. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Ask you this.
No
Did
problem.
Ethan ever
Hold on.
say something?
Let me go back a little. I don't think y'all could hear that, could you? Can y'all hear that? If I'm like, if I'm on the report screen, can y'all hear the interview still? Or could y'all not hear it? Okay, so that answers my question. Y'all couldn't hear it. Okay. I was like, I just realized that was on the wrong screen. So if I'm on the report, y'all can't hear the audio at all. That's what I figured. Okay, so let me go.
So
I figured that. I just didn't hit the damn button. Okay, let me go back like a minute or so. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Do you remember them having any kind of sports apparel on?
I really don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm sorry to put you through this. I know this is really difficult. And just to kind of maybe jog your memory, do you remember taking any photos with them that night?
I looked on my camera roll and my Snapchat memories, and I don't have anything from after the formal party where Ethan and I were in our nice clothes.
Okay. So there's the previous party that you do have a pic of Ethan.
Yeah.
If I were to give you, well, you have my telephone number, and I can give you my email as well. Would I be able to get a copy of that?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Okay.
I can send it to you just text message, or does that work?
That's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect. Describe, so you were described to me as a very good friend of Ethan's. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Tell me about that. How often did you speak to Ethan? How often were you with Ethan?
I spoke to Ethan every day, multiple times a day. He was in my apartment, I don't know, four days out of the week, just hanging out.
Okay.
And it doesn't make any sense to me because he's not the type of guy that has any enemies, and I don't understand. He didn't have any sort of beef with anyone. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of, if you could think back for me, with Xana, same questions there. Can you think of anybody?
I can't stand that. Like he has said her name, and we are a few days in by now. I guess I just find it disrespectful. It's the same way that I threw a fit when Kaylee's name was said incorrectly during the charges being read to Kohberger. Like he's saying, yes, I understand I'm being charged, but with the murder of somebody whose name is not actually like what this whole case is about. It was very strange how they just were okay with that. And I understand that it's typed in correctly. Like her name is correct in the docket paperwork itself, but it just aggravates me. And just on the 16th, when Fry did the press conference, Home Dude waited 3 days to come out and talk and still got Kaylee's last name wrong. Still said things wrong. Crazy.
That she was having issues with.
No, that's the huge confusing part about it. They were both super happy people, didn't like any drama.
Okay.
And and I had known Xana since my freshman year now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has she ever spoken about somebody around her apartment that was troubling her?
Let me think. No, nothing comes to mind.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Did Ethan ever say something akin to, I think I'm going to go over and stay with Xana tonight because of more of a security issue? Not
necessarily security issue, because he lived over close to this, and I'm not sure if you guys know where that's at. It's probably 2 to 3 miles away from the Sigma Chi house.
Okay.
And he lived over there, so he stayed with Xana a lot of nights just because it's kind of a far walk.
Away.
Why would he be walking? That's when I heard that, I found it strange, because we know that Ethan had access to 2 freaking SUV type vehicles. 2. Dose. More than 1 human can drive at a time. Okay. So the reason you're giving for the reason why he didn't stay at his apartment was because he didn't want to walk that far. That's not something that you can use as a reason in Ethan's case at all.
Miles away from the Sigma Chi house.
Okay.
And he lived over there, so he stayed with Xana a lot of nights just because it's kind of a far walk,
away.
And he didn't want to walk that far,
Sure.
that type of deal, but not necessarily a security issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know Kaylee and Maddie?
I didn't know Kaylee. I had met her, but I didn't know her very well. Maddie,
same answer.
Kind of the same deal. I was a little bit closer with Maddie, but not near the amount of closeness I was to Ethan and Xana.
Okay. How about?
No, I didn't. I mean, obviously we were acquaintances,
Sure.
but we weren't close at all.
Okay. And
I was a little bit closer with, but not to the extent I was with Ethan and Xana, if that makes any sense.
So I have a feeling that she's asking about Dylan and Bethany separately. I could be wrong, but considering that she's now asking about Maddie and Kaylee, and now the next 2 names are redacted, natural selection would tell you this is Dylan and Bethany. So I wonder which one he's actually a little bit closer to than the other, because does he give a clue?
He's a little bit closer with, but not.
That almost sounded like it could have been a B.
So.
Okay. And
I was a little bit closer with, but not to the extent I was with Ethan and Xana, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
I can't tell. It could be Bethany. It could be Dylan. Who knows?
Like I had known her for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Interesting.
Than Maddie and Kaylee.
Okay. When was the last time you were over at the 1122 King Street address?
I was there Friday.
Okay. Tell me about that.
It was fine, just normal. We were in the apartment playing Pong.
Okay.
And
Little was out.
Just having a good time with each other. And
where was it on
that's
Friday?
The last. I was there for 15, 20 minutes. And then I went over to the White's apartments to hang out with my friends over there.
Friday night.
Okay.
Oh.
I wasn't there for very long on Friday, but I was there for some minutes.
Okay.
Some minutes.
Okay.
I was there for a number. I don't even know how to answer the question.
I'm going to have you circle back real quick to the 13th, early in the morning. When do you think was the last time that you saw Ethan and Xana?
Ethan and Xana, in the lodge. I'm almost positive because they went to my apartment after the lodge party, ended to pack up all their things, and the lodge is the last place I saw them around 1:20, 1:25.
Okay. Did they say where they were going to?
They didn't.
Okay.
No.
See, and that's important because we don't have a timeline for Xana and Ethan. And even though the people that are coming out and giving us information that are supposed to know back it, like actual inside information because they're so-say experts on the case on the defense side or whatever, even the people that those people are talking to, but you still can't just take everything they say as gospel like we hoped that we could. So it is what it is. But they're saying that they know that Xana was not home at the time that the DoorDash order was put through at 2:15 in the morning. Judge Hippler also made that very clear in one of the orders from the motions of limine where he has a section in his document where he is laying out that the girls were in Kaylee's room around 2:00 in the morning, and then food was talked about and blah, blah, blah. And he puts in his thing that at the time that this is going on, and then the 2:10 information with Eric Gower, that everyone is home except for Xana. Judge Hippler puts that shit in his own reports, his own orders. So then they come out and say that. They also say they don't have anything about their phones touching the Wi-Fi when they got back or anything like that. So if he's saying that the party ended at 1:00 and he last saw them between like 1:20, 1:25, that's still over 45 minutes before that DoorDash order was put in. And every source that claims they do have information is telling us that they were not at the 1122 King Road house at 2:15. So if they did not go to this other frat like they were supposed to, and something changed, but they left before 1:30, where were they for over 45 minutes before the DoorDash order was made? And who knows, we don't know how long after the DoorDash order was made did they actually get back to the house, according to what the state's telling us. So while, yeah, it's great that we're getting the time that the lodge party actually ended and the time that he apparently last saw them, it still just gives us more question because of the gap of time that we have where there's nothing. And then the fact that after that 2:15, there's still nothing until technically 3:59 when the shit gets dropped off because there's no proof of anything. And we have to also remember that when they gave us the information for Xana's last TikTok's like timestamp of activity in the PCA, it was 4:12 in the morning. But when they did the motions of limine, it was 3:16 in the morning, which is not a time zone discrepancy. So which one is it? I don't know if we're ever going to get a true answer for that because they kind of go back and forth. And we saw how pathetic the timeline was. We see how they double stamped, well, not double stamped, but technically, yeah, double stamped events as two separate events from two separate sources. But if you've got a brain, you can see that they're the exact same event, the exact same time, but because of who's putting it in there, the information is being put in there incorrectly. Perfect example, the missed call that Xana had when she was trying to call Ethan and he wasn't answering the phone. When it comes to Ethan's sources, like it coming from Ethan's report, it shows it happened at like 12:16 in the morning, right after midnight. When they pull it from Xana's phone, it says it's 1:16 in the morning. Two different sources putting the shit in there in two different time zones, but it's the exact same event. So what we thought, at least from the timeline that he gave us, was multiple missed calls is really the same exact missed call. And he apparently is copying and pasting this information into the broken plea book from the timeline that he's apparently seen. That means the official timeline is screwed up, is wrong. Too many chiefs. Too many chiefs touching shit that's a living document and not paying attention to what they're doing. I cannot wait to see what they say about the full report. 108 pages. I don't even want to know how much that redaction is going to cost. Because you know how, like, with Chris Whitcomb, how we have, like, first and last names of people. The people that were at the party, the people that the girls were hanging out with, the people that were at Hunga Dunga, names that have no association whatsoever to the crime. And they've got their first and last names in this book from the timeline. You know that they're going to give it to us, if they give it to us, with all of those names redacted. The Erica girl's name, the guy who tried to call Ethan 5 times on FaceTime that next morning after all of that, all those names. There's no telling how much money they're going to charge us to redact 108 pages of names. If they give it to us. They might deny it. Guess we'll see.
And they
I was just assuming, sorry to interrupt. I was just assuming that they were going to go back to their place, which I'm guessing that's what they did.
Okay. And just to clarify, that would have been walking on foot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's pretty close right there. It's, I don't know, 3-minute walk.
Okay. What, do you recall the things that they were packing up?
Yeah. They had a couple of beers, and Ethan may have grabbed his formal coat.
See?
And
I'm sorry, they had...
I mean, it's possible that he changed out of like the pants, the dress shoes, the dress shirt, and just like wore his formal coat because it was a little chilly and maybe he didn't have his other jacket, or it was just easier and I don't know. All we know is that when they got there to walk the girls over, Ethan and Xana stayed behind for a few minutes. We don't know exactly how long. We just know that Bethany is claiming that her and Maddie were walked over by the freshmen that came along with Ethan to go to Sigma Chi, and that Ethan and Xana were not with them, that they came behind. But they don't give us a time for like how many minutes in between Bethany leaving with Maddie did they actually leave. Or tell us if there was anybody else left inside of 1122 when Xana and Ethan actually left. Because Dylan put in a homework assignment, and I think it said like 10:30 p.m. And then it wasn't until after the homework assignment was put in that she started walking over to Sigma Chi. And then on her way to Sigma Chi, she ran into Maddie, who was already on her way back to go meet up with Kaylee. So there had to be people still back inside of 1122 because Kaylee was inside of 1122 with the girl that was going to go with them to the quarter club and her dude and a couple of other friends. So even with all the comings and goings of the residents of that house, it seems like there was constantly just like somebody in it. Which means that the entire time that everyone is out doing stuff, that people have access to the door and it's just opening and closing and opening and closing and opening and closing. Who's paying attention to the security of that house with so many people coming and going? Especially if you're only concerned about what you're doing in the moment. You're getting ready to go where you got to go and meeting with whoever you got to meet. You're talking to whoever you got to talk to. You're not really focusing on a bunch of other stuff. As a matter of fact, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was I don't think we heard this interview. We might have heard this interview, but for sure we read the report. The boyfriend of the girl that went with Kaylee and Maddie to the corner club with Gower in Gower's car that night, said that after the girls left, they were still inside of the house. That they left after to go head to wherever they were going. So the boyfriend of that chick and a couple other people were still in the house after Kaylee and Maddie left to go to the corner club. And we know at that point that Dylan's already left to go to Sigma Chi because she runs into Maddie at the trash can right there in the whites, right past the steps. So if Xana and Ethan are already at the party, if Dylan is already at the party, if Bethany is already at the party because she walked over with Maddie, and now Kaylee and Maddie are now gone to the corner club. And Home Dew's report is claiming that he was still in the house with a couple of people after those girls left. That means that even on that night, there were several people inside that house after the actual official residents left. So who's watching the security of that house? Who's making sure that strangers don't come in? For however long they were still there. See what I mean? So they can say all they want to about how, a stranger would be so noticeable. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Not at all. That all of that stuff needs to come together. That's part of getting all the timeline and stuff together, is figuring out all of that empty space. Okay.
A couple of what?
Beers.
Beers. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said ears, like you'd put on. Okay.
No.
Okay. Formal gear. A couple of beers. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay.
If there was anything else I didn't see.
Okay. What color was the formal coat that he?
Black.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Go ahead, Kristen. If I didn't tell you, I'm here with Trooper Kristen Noah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did they have a backpack, or did Xana have a purse that they were putting these items into?
I think that Xana had a bag, but I'm not 100% positive.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you know what that generally would look like, if it was a common bag that she carried around all the time, or if it was just things down?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
In college, we kind of go through backpacks really quickly.
Sure.
That's what's so hilarious. Every time Steve tries to act like there's a kill kit somewhere, listen to me, Steve. every single black backpack in and around that house was a beer bag, not a kill kit. Because for some reason, after all this time, you still think imaginary things are real. They're beer bags. Beer bags. Not kill kits.
You tend to lose them or they break. I don't know what type of bag or anything about what it looked like.
Okay. Okay, so you have my phone number. I'll be pushing out my email address as well.
Okay.
We are asking for any photos or videos, especially of that evening, even prior to the Sigma Chi party, would be helpful.
I can look again and send you what I have from that night.
Okay, that'd be great.
Just on this phone number?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
This is my work phone, and you're more than welcome to give it to people if in your circles you're hearing.
Which is so hilarious because he acts like we're the crazy people and that we think that this is a movie, but they're the ones who keep putting all these very unrealistic things into the timeline. They are the ones who keep making up things to fill in answers that they don't have, making it a literal movie because they're literally writing the script in their brain to satisfy what they want it to be. Yeah, the hypocrisy with that is so freaking crazy, honestly. Like, not even funny. Oh, they do. Let me tell you, they hate me. They've been hating me for a long time. And I know for a long time, I've known for a long time that they've watched me for a long time because a while ago, like 2 years ago now, most of you guys have heard me say this story before, they blocked me on Facebook randomly. And I never comment on their freaking page. I don't. Even before they blocked me, I didn't pay any attention hardly unless you guys were like, did you see what they said? And then I'd go look and see, and then we talk about it. Then I was unblocked on Facebook. And when you unblock someone on Facebook, you have to go like into your settings and stuff like that and like go to like a list and then unblock someone. So someone, and many people have control of it, blocked me, but then someone went in a few days later and unblocked me. They didn't block me again until recently when they came out here lying their stupid little asses off a couple months ago. And I actually deliberately went in and posted a comment and I said, now this time that you block me, keep me blocked this time. Like you did it once and then here I am again. This time, keep me blocked because I'm done listening to y'all stupid shit. Like, when are y'all ever going to tell the truth? And I think that's how I started the statement. Y'all will do anything but tell the truth. And I ended it with, now keep me blocked this time. And it was like a whole paragraph, like a novel. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on my community tab. And like I said, if they weren't out here lying, I wouldn't care about what they were talking about. I wouldn't care about what they were saying. And if they were not out here lying and had not been out here lying for so long, I could get behind their little foundation. I refuse because I don't trust them. I've seen the way that they've done businesses. I've seen the back end of everything that they've done over the past like 20 years. I see how they were with Samantha, and I see how they instantly started lying to the public, to the camera, to the police, trying to get information before the cops did, trying to cover up stories, not going to Moscow, the whole urgent care situation that morning that came out of Chrissy's own mouth. I do not trust these people. I don't. They're shady as shit, and I don't know if it actually has anything to do with what happened or not. Regardless, you cannot tell me with a straight face that these are honest people. There's a reason why an 1.5-hour interview went over 6.5 hours, because every 32.5 seconds, you have to stop and rant for an hour about how ridiculous they are. The shit that they come up with is so next level. Next level. And again, for someone who has been saying from the beginning, oh, this isn't a movie and all this other bullshit, they're the ones making it ridiculous. They are the ones putting on this extra layer of stupidity that's turning it into this drama series. If they weren't liars, I could support what they're doing. But when I can't trust you and you've lied your face off in the name of your child, I just won't. So until they stop lying, we're going to continue to question everything that they say that's bullshit, the way we did last night. Like, they have no couth whatsoever. And it's not harassment. People want to come over here and be like, oh, I'm so tired of you harassing them. Find the harassment. If they come out here and publicly speak, I'm allowed to publicly give my opinion on it, just like all the other bazillions of people on the planet can. It's not harassment. I'm not going and speaking to them directly. I'm not sending people to their freaking house. I'm not messaging them behind fake accounts. It's not harassment. People need to get a dictionary. For real. Maybe I'll send out a few for Christmas because damn.
Information that you think they need to pass on to me, please give them this number.
Okay.
Is there anything that you can think of that I forgot to ask you?
Why would he have an answer for that? Yeah, you forgot to ask me if I did it.
No, I'm assuming you guys have talked to the brother and sister.
Is there anything else I need to ask you?
I personally have not. We have quite an extensive team, and there are other agents who are assigned to that because those would be in person. And again, I apologize for having to reach out to you over the phone. This is something I do not prefer to do.
Right.
And to be honest with you, as soon as, are you going to be coming back after Thanksgiving?
After Thanksgiving break, yeah.
Okay.
Mom, what day are we coming back?
Probably won't be there Sunday.
The Sunday after Thanksgiving break,
Super.
we'll be back.
So my goal is, and my sergeant is a former alumni here.
Oh, wow.
So our goal is to come in.
My sergeant is former alumni here. Also, listen to the end. I think, is this the one where she's like, give your mom my best? Now, I don't know if that's like because she just hears that the mom is like in the background and she's just trying to be polite, or if she actually like knows her. I guess that's all personal perception, but just listen to how she says it. I'm pretty sure it's this one.
I don't know. We just need to lay eyes on you guys. So, yeah I'm really sorry. If there's anything you guys need, please reach out. I know this is hard.
I think that's the other lady. I think that's the Kristen Noah chick.
I don't know. We just need to lay eyes on you guys. So, I'm really sorry.
Maybe it is her, yeah.
If there's anything you guys need, please reach out. I know this is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, give your mom my best.
Yeah.
So, let me know if you need anything, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Take care, all right?
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we end that at 11:40.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell if she actually like knows her or if she's just being nice because she's in the background, but I just personally believe they should not be allowing anyone that is associated with Greek life do any of this, you know what I mean? So in going through the reports, I found another one with Lehman's name on it, but it's still not what I'm looking for. So I'm already about like halfway through, like fully on like scrolling. So we'll just do this for like a few minutes until I get off of here because we're going to end this one here in a minute. Let me make it bigger. And you guys can just sort of like scroll with me for a minute. But this one is, again, the day before. So the first one I found that had her name on it was the day after on the 19th. Now this one is for November the 17th. And it's her and Detective Cody Herman responding to blah, 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 located in Pullman. Met with the store manager. Receipts for video footage, store member history were provided by blank regarding visits made to the store by blank. So this is where they were going in and looking for a person that went into this store in Pullman, November 17th, 2022. And this is an actual name. Like, this is a person that would be considered a person of interest. And they're going to this store to see what it was this person purchased in Pullman. That's interesting. And it's somebody in a black BMW dressed in a University of Idaho gray sweatshirt. Is this like Showalter going to the cannabis shop? Oh, Slade just kicked her out. Now she wants to come in here. You hear her? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I just saw what you said. Blank or blank. It's probably like red or blonde. It's not Jack Tucore, right, though? Because isn't his birthday 2002? I don't really know. I didn't really pay attention to his date of birth. But this one is just interesting because it's in Pullman. So I wonder if this is the cannabis place. Yeah, look right here. Visited blank on November 13th, 2022 at 10:49 hours. This is Jack Showalter. I feel like this is Showalter. Anyway, let's continue. So here's this one right here. So here's another one from Detective Lehman. But it's the day before again on 11/17. Her, along with Brittany Clark, went to blank, located in Moscow. Blank was walking out the door and told me he was the last of the 2 occupants in the building. Spoke to me about his knowledge of the victim's case. See, November 18th right here says the FBI staff was given the previous information for whatever this is and agreed to start calling the members of the blank. I bet you that's Sigma Chi, and securing their information and current location. It was discovered blank was still in the Moscow area. I called blank and he agreed to meet me at his residence located in Moscow at the University of Idaho campus. And Jacob Schwecke and Lehman met with this person, but said he's not a member of blank anymore. So this isn't him. Is this it? No, because this interview ended at 11:40 in the morning, and this is on the, November 18th, and this is 4:30 in the afternoon. Like, damn. Okay, well, there's nothing about Peters in that one. This is Snell. Snell again. Gideon Roberts. Okay, here's Lehman right here. Oh my God, it's not dated right. Or does Connor have the wrong date on the interview? Did they say the wrong date in the interview? So this one right here is supplement number 81. And it says on November 19th, Detective Leslie Lehman, along with ISP Trooper Kristen Noah, which is the 2 that we just listened to, conducted a phone interview with blank. The interview is linked to tip number 0580. Blank member blank was identified by blank as a close friend of Ethan Chapin. And it's a phone interview conducted on November 19th. Now, let me go back to what Connor's thing says. Do they say a date in the very beginning of that? I guess that would explain why I couldn't find the damn report. So many freaking typos, Sarah. It's so gross. Let me go in here and see. Let me listen to if they say the date. Like, Connor never gets stuff wrong. I really doubt his is wrong. Nope, she says November 18th. So the report is wrong. It's supposed to be the 18th, but they have it listed in here as the 19th. Totally explains why my ass couldn't find it. Because our show was looking for the 18th like we're supposed to. He was in Tri-Cities, Washington when called, confirmed the party. Yeah, this is Peter. Maybe not. I think I'm wrong. Hold on. Something about this feels like it's not the right interview. Yeah, this isn't it. This isn't it. This guy is talking about like surveillance cameras and how he verified that there was no security inside of the house where the party was and all this other stuff. And they didn't talk about security cameras. Is it this one right here? Yeah, right here. Okay, so I was right and wrong at the same time. That happens a lot. Actually, it's up here. Hold on. Yep, at 11:22 hours. Oh, yeah, because that's the time they started the interview, and that was like wild as shit. I conducted a phone interview with Peter at blank. ISP trooper Kristen Noah was present for the interview. But see, that's crazy too, because this is, okay, phone interview. Yeah, right here. Okay, yeah. So this is it right here. How long does it go down here? The whole thing? Yeah, it stops right here. So yeah, it's right here. But yeah, that explains why I couldn't find it, because it's a little everywhere. And like, see how like I can highlight this, but I can't copy and paste words. It's because it's a photocopy of the report. Oh my God, it's raining again. Some of them you can literally copy and paste the words, but a lot of these you can't. You can just highlight and see how it doesn't like go along the line, and I can like make a mess with it. When it's something that has like the actual like PDF text that you can highlight, when you go to actually highlight, it tries to follow the line because it knows that you're highlighting text. So that's another way you know that it's full of shit, and they just like photocopied it in here because the lines will go all over the place. See, the lines will go everywhere. So that's crazy that they did that. But yeah, that explains why I was having a hard time finding it. So it is supplement number 81, and it's only half of the report, and it's on the wrong date because this says November 19th. Which is, you know, that's interesting. Does that mean that she didn't go back in and listen to her own recording of the interview before she wrote the report, and she was just going based off of her notes? Because we see that human error constantly in all of this. Who knows? Oh, she's so mad. She's so mad. You hear her? Crazy. It is pouring all of a sudden. The louder the rain gets, the louder the cat gets. Lipso Bipso. You're okay. I'm almost done. Is she going to chill out? She's so loud. I wish I could like get Link to meow, but he doesn't. He's just like Zelda. You don't hear them. Like when we got Zelda, the first time I ever heard her actually meow, and I know that she had to have been like in a lot of pain when we found her. I told you guys how broken she was. Like her leg had a huge like chunk of meat missing. She smelled like she was rotting from the inside. Her head was completely like cut up here. She was skinny. She had like nothing to her. She was little bitty tiny. Her hip was completely broken. She pottied on herself. She couldn't tell when she had to go to the bathroom for like weeks. So we had to constantly leave her on like a pad because she couldn't tell when she had to potty. So she would just pee and poo on herself, and we had to like clean her up and everything like that. You can't tell now. Big old fat thing everywhere. Cured her without a vet, thank you. My mother's touch. Same thing with the dogs. When I adopted the dogs from the PetSmart shelters, they had like this kennel cough shit and sounded like hacking geese for like 3 weeks, and I had to cure them from that too. It seems we're just curing things everywhere around here. She and Linky Binky didn't have any issues. Like they were just like strays that needed, you know, someone to take care of them. They'd been walking around for like weeks, and the neighborhood grandma and her daughters had been like feeding them back and forth, like just as they see them. And it was always just those two for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was always just those two. So there's like no other babies or anything like that. She's just crazy. But Zelda and Link, they're pretty much like the same kind of cat, except he's obviously like the gingery version of that same cat because he's orange, right? But they're the same exact patterns. And they are the exact same when it comes to their sounds. You don't hear them. They don't meow. They don't yell at you for food. None of those things. They stare at you and expect you to follow them. And they're going to continue to stare at you until you follow them. But they don't meow at you. The only time she's ever meowed is when we started taking her in the car to go on road trips, and it lasts like the first few minutes until she realizes she can like lay down on Slade's lap and like chill out and go to sleep, and then she's fine because it was like weird for her. And that's like the first time in the 2 years at that point that we had her that we ever heard what she sounded like. And because of her like all the damage that had been done to her little body, her voice was like broken, like you could barely hear her. It's a little bit stronger now, but she's got this little bitty tiny meow. And Link, who had no crushed issues, but is the same kind of cat, is huge. He's literally the size of Zelda now. Like his mom used to be 4 times bigger than him. Now he's like 4 times bigger than her. And it's only been since like October that we adopted them. Like he was this little bitty baby with a little belly full of soup when we first found him. And now he's huge. And even with as big as he is, it's like It's so tiny, and he doesn't meow. Like the only time that he ever meowed up until now was when he was getting comfortable with the way that I pick up the cats. So if they're like on, like when they're walking and they're like on their all fours, I always like go with both of my arms underneath to flip them up to me so I can like instantly like kiss their head and they're like belly up to me. He's fine with it now. Like y'all see the way I do it with her sometimes and how I do it with Zelda. But at first, like he didn't know what I was doing. So I would just pick him up and I'd hear like a little squish toy. They're so funny. They're just so fun. I love my kitty cat. I love my kitty cats. I love my dogs. But they have their own personalities for sure. But for some, I've just always been a bigger cat person. I love them both, but I've always been a bigger cat person. I love my little kitty cats. I love my little kitty cats. They are very spoiled. Oh my God. You don't even know. I have something else coming in for them today. It's like a little, like a cat hammock that has like, it actually is like kind of like a hammock stand, like that has like the poles on both sides and then like the hammock is in the middle. It's kind of like that for cats. But except as far as the way that I'm understanding the description, there's supposed to be like some scratcher things on the sides. And then it's like this like woven, like hammocky thing. I need to get some of the ones that silicone onto the windows for Lipso, not for the fat asses. They'll break my windows. But for her, because she likes to be like really high up and she's tiny. She weighs like 7 pounds, 8 pounds. And she eats just like they do. Zelda's like 14, 15 pounds. She's huge. And Link is like 12, 13 pounds. He's right up there with her. And she probably will sit there and actually eat longer than the other two cats do. And she just has a high like metabolism. Like she gets a little bit of a belly, but then like I said, when she jumps on something, it's like a little fluffy dandelion fluff just popping up here because it looks so majestic. She just jumps up here all crazy. They're so funny. She must have gotten attention somewhere because she's no longer yelling. She's probably eating. Honestly, she's a fat ass. She wants food more than they do. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to look for the other report. Oh, never mind. Somebody found it. Thank you so much for finding that. So we have the other report. Very tiny nothingness. It's so weird. The written report for this information, for this 15-minute interview, is like 3 times longer than the report that was written for the hour-long interview. That is weird. That interview had so much information. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in here with me today. Thank you for the gifted memberships. I appreciate you so much. Oh my God, I missed these. Did I miss these? I feel like I missed these. Thank you for the 5 additional gifted memberships, Lori. I appreciate that so much. Oh, Accomplished found it. See, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for finding that. You did. You sure did. You sure did. Thank you for the 5. I'm sorry. I wasn't even paying attention. Yes, you found it. I'll give you all the credit, honestly, because I'm my bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. Hi there, DJ Frankie. Greetings from Ireland. I mean, it doesn't seem like people knew Kaylee, right? And like, I'll say this because I used to make a little bit of an excuse for that. I'll say this last little thing. I used to make a little bit of an excuse for that. Because they're grown, right? And we knew that when they got to the college that the whole point is to divide and conquer. So on purpose, the Greek the Greek life people decided not to have these lifelong best friends in the same sorority together. They separated them. So naturally, with that being how college started, they would instantly start having a completely different branch of friends from that. You know what I mean? But considering Kaylee was always with Maddie, I mean, the portion of them like arguing and not talking to each other, according to Christy from that interview a while back, it seems like it was like an over the summer thing. And I don't know if it was like, I honestly don't remember if it was like the summer right before this happened or the summer like the year before. I don't know. But it seemed like it was more of a summer situation. And from the context around Olivia's wedding, I think that was like the context that was given. Don't quote me on that portion of it. But she said that there was a portion of time where they were not talking and that she kept trying to get Maddie and Kaylee to talk. And Maddie was like, if I just come in there and start talking to her, she's just going to punch me in the face. I don't want to like, whatever. I don't know how they ended up making up, but apparently they ended up making up. I don't know when it was. I don't know the timeline for that. It might be important. I don't know if it is. I don't know. I know we looked over a little bit of it, but for like concrete information, we don't have concrete information. So that's important to note too. But I used to say, because of all of that But I didn't think it was too abnormal for people to like know Maddie more than they knew Kaylee. But I honestly, like, the more that we've listened to stuff, I don't really believe that it can be as acceptable as I originally thought, because it's everyone. It's literally everybody. It's the people that are at the parties with them that are also saying it. It's Jack Showalter, who was at the Whites, who was hanging out with them first. You have to remember what the timeline tells us. Him and Kaylee were talking for like 15 minutes alone before Maddie shows up, according to the Corner Club video. According to the Corner Club video. That's the timestamps we have. So considering he was at the party beforehand, I honestly believe that's not the first time that we're at a party together. Multiple people act this way about it. And I just find that odd, considering like how many people these people actually ended up knowing at the end of the day that we have found out. How many acquaintances they had together. And not just Jack Showalter. Jack Showalter to me is like mild compared to Hunter Johnson. Hunter Johnson was always at 1122. And even before Kaylee moved into 1122, she was always at 1122. She lived right there at the freaking White. And that's another thing. It's not like she moved into 1122 in August from out of state or from another country or from another college. She literally just moved back 50 feet from the White. So for people to be like, yeah, I don't really know her, I can't really give that an excuse anymore. That's freaking weird to me at this point. Because it's everyone, including people that we know were constantly around her. And that's what's weird. We have proof you're with her. You're on body cam with her. You're in photos with her. You're in camera reels on other people's social media with her. You're in social media posts with her. There's Venmos between you guys. Like, how are y'all going to keep coming out here and act like y'all don't even know Kaylee existed until her name broke on the news? That's weird. So again, I used to be like, it makes a little bit of sense because at the end of the day, she got out of her sorority. She was always over there. She lived at the Whites. Everybody was together constantly. It's weird. Super weird. I made a huge master timeline. How can I send this to you? I'd love to share the link with you. If you add it to the Google Drive, it'll make it easier for everybody to be able to share information. I don't know if you, and thank you for the 5, by the way. I don't know if you've like FOIA'd anything either. I had some people send me some information that they FOIA'd that I'm going to add to the master list that Connor put together that we're still trying to add to. He has a lot of stuff that he's still going through too. I told him the other day, I was like, this is taking me longer than I thought it would, because as I'm going through, I'm finding more things I need to FOIA. I'm just finding things I forgot we even FOIA'd because it was denied, and I'm going back through the information. And he was like, same thing here. It seems like every time I feel like I can get everything caught up, I find more stuff that I need to add or more stuff I need to ask for. So we're just kind of like, we're trying to figure it out. And in order to get the timeline correct, we have to get all this official information. I have a little bit of a timeline. I know Sarah has a timeline. All Spirals has a timeline. There's probably several people that have a timeline. I would love to see your timeline so that we can make some comparisons, especially with this new information. So I'll give you my email, but yeah, if you can, if it's on like a Google, because I don't like just download stuff. It has to go through things. I have to be like really, really careful, like everybody should be. Everybody should be as careful and paranoid about internet stuff as I am. So if you can add it to like a Google Drive link, and if you don't mind if I share it with Connor and Sarah, a couple other people, that'd be like really cool for us to be able to look at, to do some comparisons for. But that's also the main reason why I'm asking for that 108-page timeline from the police, because we can take what we've heard from the interviews, the families, whatever timeline they have. And I mean, it's obvious there's going to be a lot of shit in there that's probably incorrect, that we're going to have to go in and be like, yeah, this ends it, erase, and figure it out. But that's like the whole point of this. And people seem to forget that the whole reason why we even went so hard into getting the 11-12 cams is because we don't have any information on Xana and Ethan. My personal entire goal of that was to try to see when they were coming home. I wanted to see a vehicle. I wanted to see walking. I wanted to hear somebody. Even if we didn't see them driving in, I thought maybe we might see them walking in. I thought maybe we might hear voices that sound like them from behind the house, because that's the walkway right there and the parking lot that goes into 1122. But everything around that time frame is muted. But that was the original intention for even bothering with all of the chaos and drama that came from that camera, was because there's nothing about Xana and Ethan. And I guess it's not really shocking that we didn't physically see anything on the camera, because they're claiming they don't have a timeline for them getting home either. But the fact that it's completely muted with no sound when we know damn well sound exists pisses me off, because who's to say that we couldn't hear Xana and Ethan walking home and hear them talking, walking right there behind the house? It just really sucks that everything that we, like, the original intention was for that was completely ruined, and we got zero answers for that. Almost $1,500, something but a headache, a bunch of lies, a bunch of bullshit, and no answers. More questions, more crazy shit. No answers. Sad. So sad. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yeah, if you want to add that to like a Google Drive, like your own Google Drive, you can send me the link for that, and then we can go from there. But that way it's on like a more secure source thing. I can't have anybody just randomly add stuff to my own Google Drive. I can't give anybody access to that. If I give you access to my Google Drive, you have access to information that you can't have. So yeah. If you could do it to your own Google Drive, though, so that we can do it the way that we do it here, then it'll make everyone all around safer, because it'll be a public link. Not to say like you might be, having some sort of crazy ass intention, but I don't know you, I don't know anybody. So I just have to be super careful. You just never know. So yeah, no, I'd like to see it. I'd like to make some comparisons. I know there's a lot of people doing stuff that don't have like a platform where they're like presenting things. Like the girl that sent me an email the other day about some stuff that she FOIA'd, she doesn't have a platform. She just wanted to go in there and try to get some information, and she sent it to me to add to the timeline because she just wanted to help out. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to figure stuff out and trying to get it all together. And, people can say, oh my God, these people think they know more than the cops. Tell me how we couldn't at this point. With the official information having all these date issues, all these timeline discrepancies, all these time zone discrepancies because they're dumb, all these problems, double timelines, making things seem like they happened more than once when they didn't. How do we not know more than the police? We do. I'm done trying to pretend that like the cops actually know what they're doing. At this point, we know more than the cops. Quit playing. That's just the truth. At least in way of things that we know are public and out there that we can look at. Secret shit, stuff we don't know. Like the reason, the cops know that. The cops know that. Some cop has to know that somewhere. But the level of incompetence in this is not just like from one department. That's why this is so difficult to figure out. Because that timeline, again, was put together by Moscow and by Idaho State Police at the exact same time. And no one double-checked each other's work. It got submitted as disgustingly mangled as what we've already seen portions of. And no one thought to double-check it. So wild. It's just so horrible. They suck. They suck. All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I will have tonight's live scheduled out here, not very long, so I can make sure that I can figure out my day around the timing. Again, as far as I have written down, 7:45 Central Time is most likely the time that we're going to do it. This one's about an hour long. We'll probably be here for about 2 hours or so, talking about it. 2.5 hours. I would give it maybe about 2.5 hours. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. You guys have a super great rest of your Saturday. Thank you for coming in here. And again, thank you for the super stickers and the super chats and the gifted memberships and those who joined on their own. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Yes, please send me your Google Drive link. I'd really love to look at that. I'd really love to look at your timeline. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys later. See y'all. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives.